ever seen a powerful man fall to his knees, not from defeat, but from love? The warehouse air is thick with rust and terror. Lealia feels rope cutting into her wrists. Her body aches, but she doesn't move. 5-year-old Yuri is pressed against her chest, trembling. The child clutches a worn stuffed animal, her only comfort through years of silence. Ryu Takeda circles them like a predator. His footsteps echo. This is the man who killed Sung Min's wife 4 years ago. Now he holds the daughter hostage. I've waited years for this, Takeda says. The warehouse door explodes inward. Sung Min appears through smoke and shattered steel. Blood stains his white shirt. His breathing is ragged. But his eyes lock onto his daughter with desperate intensity. Takeda's weapon swings toward Yuri. Kneel, Sung Min. Today you'll watch your family die, just like before. The words slice through him. Sung Min stands frozen. This man, Seoul's most feared boss, the one they call the White Shadow, has never bowed to anyone. Until now. Do it, Lealia whispers, her voice steady despite everything. It's okay. He looks at her. This woman who changed everything, who taught him that surrender for love isn't weakness. He drops to his knees. The impact echoes, power crumbles, pride dissolves. Forgive them, his voice cracks. Take my empire, just don't touch my daughter. Lelia watches through tears. This isn't the cold employer who hired her. This is a father offering everything for one precious life. Then Yuri gasps. Her small body goes rigid, and for the first time since the tragedy that stole her voice, sound tears from her throat. Daddy! The single word shatters the silence. Sung Min surges forward, pure instinct, but Takeda's blade finds Lealia's throat. Everything stops. Then, gunfire, screams, darkness. 6 weeks earlier. Rain drums against the windows of the Han villa. Lealia stands in the entrance hall, water dripping from her coat. Marble floors gleam like ice. Everything here feels expensive and empty. 2 bodyguards search her thoroughly, check her credentials twice. Security concerns, one says flatly. Lealia nods. She understands caution. She doesn't understand why a 5-year-old needs armed guards. An elegant older woman appears. I'm Madam G, the household manager. You're number 12. The others couldn't handle the situation. What situation? You'll see. They walk through hallways lined with photographs. Lealia glimpses a beautiful woman laughing in one frame. In the next spot, only dust marks remain where another picture once hung. Someone removed it recently. They stop at a closed door. Miss Lealia, Madam G says quietly. Yuri hasn't spoken since the incident. Don't expect miracles. The door opens. Sung Min stands by the window. 46 but appears older. Gray threads his black hair. His expensive suit hangs on him like armor he's forgotten how to remove. When he turns, exhaustion is carved into every line. You're from the International Childcare Program. His voice carries no warmth. Yes, sir. I specialize in trauma recovery. My daughter was in an explosion. She watched her mother die. She hasn't spoken since. Lealia meets his gaze. Children choose silence as survival, Mr. Han. Not as defiance. Something flickers in his eyes. Surprise, perhaps. If Yuri doesn't respond within 2 weeks, you're done. I won't waste her time. And I won't waste mine pretending healing follows your timeline. Lelia's voice is gentle but firm. Real recovery takes safety, patience, and someone willing to listen when there are no words. Sung Min studies her. This young woman stands in his home without that careful deference everyone else shows. 2 weeks, he repeats. Then we'll see. Madam G leads her upstairs. Each step feels heavier. Lealia has worked with traumatized children before. Refugees in Ghana, survivors in Lagos. But something about this house presses on her chest. Grief lives in these walls. They reach Yuri's room. Pink wallpaper. Stuffed animals arranged precisely. Too many pillows. Everything a child might want. Nothing a child actually needs. Yuri sits in the corner of her closet, knees pulled to chest, worn stuffed animal clutched tight. Her hair falls over her face like a curtain. She stays there most days, Madame G whispers. Lialia kneels outside the closet, not too close. Hi, Yuri. My name's Lialia. I'm going to be here for a while. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything. I just wanted you to know I'm here. The child doesn't move. Lialia settles against the opposite wall, takes out her phone, begins to hum. Low, rhythmic. An old Ghanaian lullaby her grandmother taught her. The melody fills the space. Gentle, undemanding. Minutes pass. Rain continues. Lialia keeps humming. Then, barely perceptible, Yuri's head tilts. Listening, Lialia's heart lifts. But she doesn't change rhythm, doesn't rush. Healing moves at its own pace. In the hallway, Sung-min stands frozen. He came to check on the new therapist. But he hears that melody drifting from his daughter's room, and something cracks open in his chest. When was the last time anyone sang in this house? He walks away before the feeling spreads. That night, Lialia unpacks in her small room. Plain walls, single bed, window overlooking the garden. More space than she had back home. More comfort than most of her clients ever knew. She thinks about Yuri's silence, about Sung-min's exhaustion, about that empty frame. This family didn't just lose someone, they lost the ability to be a family at all. Her phone buzzes, a message from her mentor. How's the first day? Lilia types, like lighting a match in a storm. But I saw a spark. Week 1. Lilia spends 3 days simply being present. She sits outside Yuri's closet, hums, reads aloud, never forces, never demands. On the 4th day, she brings something different. The traditional drum sits between them, carved wood, taut skin. Lilia positions it carefully. This drum comes from West Africa, she says quietly. My grandmother taught me that every heartbeat is rhythm. When words hide, music speaks instead. She taps the drum. 1 beat. Pause. Another. Boom. 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 The rhythm matches a resting heartbeat. Safe. Grounding. Yuri's head lifts slightly. Lialia continues the steady pattern. After several minutes, she adds a second beat. Creates conversation between sounds. Boom, tap, boom, tap. The drum remembers everything we can't say out loud. And that's okay. Remembering is the first step to healing. She plays for 20 minutes, then stops, leaves the drum nearby. Behind her, after a long silence, she hears it. Tap. Yuri's small hand touches the drum. Once. Tentative. Lialia's heart races, but she doesn't turn, just continues staring out the window. Tap. Tap. 2 more touches. Bolder. That's a strong rhythm, Lilia says gently. The tapping stops, but something shifted. Connection happened. When Lialia reports this to Sung-min that evening, he sits very still. She touched something? The drum. And she'll connect more. Small steps. Sung-min looks at her. You really believe she'll come back? She never left, Mr. Han. She's waiting for the world to feel safe again. He turns away, but not before Lialia sees his jaw tighten. This man is trying not to hope. Hope hurts too much. Week 2. Yuri emerges from the closet. It happens during afternoon practice. Lialia plays a pattern. Yuri responds from inside her safe space, back and forth. Then Lialia shifts position slightly, still playing. Yuri crawls out to maintain the connection. She sits 3 feet from Lialia. eyes on the drum, hair still hiding her face. But she's out. She's present. After 10 minutes, Yuri reaches forward. Her hand hovers over Lialia's forearm, trembling. Lialia stops playing, holds perfectly still. Yuri's fingers touch her skin. Warm. Real. I'm right here, Lialia whispers, and I'm not leaving. The touch lasts 5 heartbeats, then withdraws. But Yuri's eyes look up. Actually see Lialia for the first time. Lialia understands the weight of this moment. This child doesn't need a therapist. She needs someone to show her the world can be gentle again. That touch doesn't always mean pain. Sungmin witnesses this from the doorway. He came to announce dinner. But he stops, frozen. His daughter just reached out. Chose connection. For the first time since the tragedy, he sees his child as more than a victim. He sees possibility. He backs away silently. In his study, he closes the door and leans against it. His hands shake. Yuri touched someone. Yuri looked at someone. This young woman who speaks with certainty might actually reach her. Sungmin allows himself one moment of raw feeling, then pulls together. Hope is dangerous in his world. Hope gets people killed. But maybe hope is what his daughter needs to survive. Week 3. Lialia establishes routines. Morning drum practice. Afternoon reading. Evening garden walks. Yuri participates in all of it. Still silent. Still cautious. But present. One afternoon, firecrackers explode outside. New Year celebrations. Yuri's entire body goes rigid. Her stuffed animal drops. Her breathing accelerates. Sharp. Panicked. Madam G rushes forward. Yuri, it's okay. Don't touch her. Lialia's voice cuts through. She's remembering the explosion. Touch will make it worse. She kneels in front of Yuri without reaching out, begins tapping rhythm on her own knee. Yuri, listen to my voice. Listen to the beat. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. You're safe. You're in the garden. Those sounds can't hurt you. Yuri's eyes are wide, unfocused, lost in memory. Lilia maintains rhythm, begins counting aloud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. She demonstrates. Slow inhale for 4 beats. Slow exhale. Minutes pass. The firecrackers fade. Lialia's rhythm continues. Finally, Yuri's breathing slows. Her gaze refocuses. She's back. Lialia smiles softly. There you are. You did so well. That was scary, and you came back anyway. She opens her arms, an offer, not a demand. Yuri hesitates, then collapses into Lialia's embrace. Silent sobs shake her small frame. Lialia holds her, rocks gently, maintains that steady rhythm with her breathing. Sungmin watches from his office window. He saw everything, his daughter's terror, Lialia's competence, her calm certainty. For years, he's been the father who couldn't protect his daughter from memories, who couldn't reach her through the silence. But this woman did in 3 weeks what he couldn't do in years. That evening, he finds Lialia in the kitchen making herbal tea. Thank you, he says stiffly, for today, for knowing what to do. It's my job. No. He steps closer. That wasn't training. That was care. Lilia looks at him, sees past the expensive suit, sees a father drowning. She needs more than my care. Lilia says quietly. She needs you. I don't know how. His voice breaks. I don't know how to be what she needs. Then learn. Sit with us tomorrow during practice. Don't direct. Don't fix. Just be present. That's where healing starts. Sungmin wants to argue. His world is too dangerous for the kind of presence she describes, but he sees the challenge in her eyes. Tomorrow, he agrees. It feels like the most terrifying promise he's ever made. What if healing someone else means facing what broke inside you? If you're feeling this story in your chest, that ache and hope mixing together, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Subscribe so you don't miss what happens when this family tries to become whole again. The next morning, Sung-min sits awkwardly on the floor. Lelia didn't tell him where to sit or what to do. Just said, be present. He feels ridiculous, powerless. He solves problems, issues commands, controls outcomes. But there's no commanding his daughter to heal. Lelia begins the morning rhythm. Steady. Familiar. Yuri emerges from her closet and sits beside her. After a moment, Yuri glances at her father. Surprise flickers across her small face. Then wariness. Sung-min's chest tightens. His own daughter looks at him with caution. Your dad's joining us today, Lealia says gently. He wants to learn too. Is that okay? Yuri doesn't respond. Just stares. I'll take that as a maybe. Yuri, can you show your dad the heartbeat pattern? Yuri's hand hovers. Then slowly she taps. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Now, Mr. Han, you try. Match her rhythm. Sung-min has negotiated million-dollar deals, faced down armed rivals, run an empire. But replicating his daughter's simple drumbeat feels impossible. He taps. Off rhythm, clumsy. Yuri's eyes widen. Then, miracle, her mouth almost twitches, almost smiles. Good start, Lealia says. Try again. Listen first. Boom, boom, boom. Yuri plays again. Sung-min listens. Really listens. Then tries. Better this time. Yuri taps faster. A challenge. Father and daughter communicate through rhythm. No words needed, no words possible, but connection flows anyway. After 30 minutes, Lealia stands. I'm getting water. You two keep practicing. Sung-min's eyes flash panic, but Lealia just smiles and disappears. The silence stretches. Sung-min looks at his daughter. Yuri looks at the drum. I'm sorry, he says quietly. I'm sorry I didn't know how to reach you. I couldn't protect you from what happened. I've been a terrible father. Yuri doesn't respond, but after a long moment she slides the drum toward him. Sung-min's vision blurs. He blinks hard, takes the drum, begins that simple heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. His daughter's hand joins his on the drum skin. They play together. Imperfect, healing. When Lealia returns, she finds them still playing. She doesn't interrupt, just smiles and leaves them to their music. That afternoon, Madame G corners Lealia in the hallway, presses an envelope into her hands. A bonus, for your excellent work. Lealia opens it. $5,000. Cash. That's generous, but consider it a special request. Madame G's voice drops. Don't mention the explosion. Don't bring up Mrs. Han. Don't encourage Yuri to remember that day. Some wounds are better left alone. Lealia stares at the money, then hands it back. With respect. You're wrong. Wounds that are covered rot. Only wounds looked at directly can heal. You don't understand this family's pain. I understand that silence is destroying everyone in this house. Lealia's voice stays gentle but firm. Yuri's silence. Mr. Han's silence about his grief. All of it creates more isolation. You're being paid to help the child speak, not counsel the family. I'm being paid to help a traumatized child, and that child lives in a house full of unprocessed grief. If you want her to heal, everyone has to face the truth. Madame G's expression hardens. You overstep? Maybe, but I'd rather overstep than fail Yuri by pretending the past doesn't exist. She walks away. Her hands shake slightly. That was risky. But she meant every word. Around the corner, Sung-min stands very still. He heard everything. Heard Lealia refuse serious money to maintain her principles. Heard her defend his daughter's need for truth. heard her speak with courage most people in his world don't possess. For the first time in 4 years, something cracks open inside. Not just respect, not just gratitude, something deeper. Something that could become dangerous. He finds her in the garden at dusk. She's sitting on a stone bench, staring at the koi pond. You rejected Madame G's offer. Lealia doesn't startle. Word travels fast. In this house, everything does. He sits beside her, not too close. That was substantial money to turn down. Money doesn't matter if I compromise why I'm here. And why are you here? Truly. You could work anywhere. She considers. Because children like Yuri don't get many advocates. Because trauma doesn't discriminate, and healing shouldn't either. Because I believe people can come back from impossible things, even when they think they're too broken. Sungmin feels those words settle in his chest like stones in water. I don't deserve your faith. It's not about deserving, it's about choosing. You chose to sit on the floor this morning. You chose to learn her rhythm. That's where change starts. She stands to leave. His hand moves before he can stop it. Catches her wrist. Gentle. Thank you, he says. For refusing the money. For telling the truth. For being brave enough to stay. Lelia looks at his hand. Then at his face. You don't have to thank me for doing what's right. In my world, people rarely do what's right. They do what's profitable. What's safe. His thumb brushes her pulse point. Just once. You're different. Is that a compliment or a concern? Both. He releases her. She walks away. But something shifted. Recognition. The beginning of respect that could become something more. In his study later, Sungmin stares at his reflection in the dark window. He's been cold for so long. Protective. Distant. But Lealia doesn't see that role. She sees the father struggling to connect, the man drowning in unprocessed grief. She sees him. And that might be the most dangerous thing of all. 3 weeks after Lealia's arrival, Yuri shows remarkable improvement, plays the drum daily, makes eye contact, stays out of the closet more often than in. Her remote therapist calls it extraordinary progress, but she still doesn't speak. One evening, Sung-min works late in his study. Numbers blur on the screen. He's finalizing territory agreements, managing supply chains. He tells himself it's for Yuri's security. The truth sits heavier. He doesn't know how to be anything else. A knock at the door. Come in. Lealia enters with a tray. Madam G said you haven't eaten. I brought rice and beef. I'm not hungry. You haven't been hungry in 4 years. Your body disagrees. She sets it down. Plus, Yuri helped arrange the vegetables. Very particular about placement. That makes him look up. Yuri helped cook? She pointed. I chopped. Good teamwork. Lelia hesitates. She also drew something for you. Under the bowl. Sung-min lifts it carefully. Underneath lies a crayon drawing. Stick figures. A man. A little girl. A woman with dark skin and curly hair. All holding hands. A sun shines bright yellow in the corner. His throat closes. She drew this? Today, after practice, I asked her to draw something that made her feel safe. Lealia's voice is gentle. You're in there. That means something. Sungmin traces the crude lines. His daughter included him in her safe place. After everything, the distance, the coldness, the failures, she still wants him close. I don't know how to be this, he says suddenly. This father she needs. This man who sits on floors and doesn't scare people. Then don't be that yet. Just be present. That's enough. It's not enough. His voice hardens. She needs protection, resources. She needs you to stop treating her like a security problem. Lealia sits across from him, uninvited. She needs her father's presence, not his empire. My empire keeps her alive. Your empire got her mother killed. The words hang like shattered glass. Sung-min's expression goes cold. This is the man people fear. You don't know what you're talking about. Then tell me. Lealia doesn't flinch. Tell me what happened. Why you blame yourself. Why you're terrified of being close to your own daughter. Get out. No. Excuse me? I said no. I'm not one of your subordinates. I won't be intimidated into silence, and I'm not leaving until you stop running. Sung-min stands, towers over her. You work for me. You do what I say. I work for Yuri, and Yuri needs her father to stop hiding behind power. The silence stretches, taut. Then something in Sung-min breaks. He sits, heavily. Her mother died because of me, he says quietly, because of my choices, my alliances, my enemies. Tell me. He closes his eyes. 4 years ago, there was a power shift. Territories realigned. Ryu Takeda, one of my oldest rivals, wanted control of the southern ports. I refused. So he sent a message. His voice cracks. A car explosion. My wife was taking Yuri to school. The blast was meant as a warning. Instead, he can't finish. Lelia stays quiet, lets the silence hold him. Yuri was in the back seat. He continues. She survived. My wife didn't. And Yuri stopped speaking, stopped trusting, stopped being a child. He opens his eyes. They're wet. I did that to her. My choices killed her mother and stole her voice. It wasn't your choices, Lealia says firmly. It was Takeda's. He's responsible. I put them in danger by being who I am. You were a father protecting his family in an impossible situation. That's not guilt. That's tragedy. Sung-min looks at her. How can you be so sure? Because I've seen real guilt, real evil. You're not it. You're just a man carrying weight alone when you shouldn't have to. I don't know how to let it go. Then don't, not yet. Just let someone help you carry it. She reaches across the desk, lets her hand rest near his. You don't have to do this alone. He stares at her hand, brown against dark wood, steady, unafraid. His fingers move, cover hers, hold on like she's the only real thing in his world. They sit like that, two people carrying different wounds, sharing the weight. I'm afraid, he admits, that if I let myself be close to Yuri again, I'll fail her, that my love will put her in danger, that I'm too broken. You're not broken, you're healing. There's a difference. How do you know? Because you're here. You're trying. You sat on that floor even though it terrified you. That's not broken. That's brave. Sung-min's grip tightens. What if I can't do this? You already are. He looks up, meets her eyes, and something shifts. What started as respect becomes something deeper. Recognition of a kindred spirit. Someone who sees the worst and doesn't run. The door creaks. They pull apart quickly. Yuri stands in the doorway, stuffed animal in hand, staring at them both. Yuri. Sung-min stands. It's late. You should be in bed. The child doesn't move, just looks between them, then walks to her father, presses the stuffed animal into his hands, walks away. Sung-min stares at it. Yuri's most precious possession. Her comfort for years. She just gave it to him. Trust. Manifested in worn fabric and button eyes. She's telling you she feels safe, Lelia says softly. That's what that means. I don't deserve this. Maybe not. But she's offering anyway. That's what love does. It offers even when logic says not to. The next evening, Lelia suggests something radical. Family dinner. Not Yuri eating alone, not Sung-min working through meals. Actual family dinner at the table. Madam G arranges it reluctantly, sets 3 places, prepares Yuri's favorites. They sit. Awkward. Uncertain. Sung-min doesn't know where to look. Yuri fidgets with her chopsticks. Lialia serves rice like this is normal. Yuri practiced a new rhythm today, Lialia says. Want to show your dad? Yuri taps her chopsticks against the table. Tap, 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 pause. Sung-min listens, then replicates it. Perfect this time. Yuri's eyes light up. That was great. Both of you. You're learning each other's language. The meal continues. Halting conversation, careful movements, but underneath, connection. Fragile and new, but real. Afterward, Yuri does something extraordinary. She takes paper, writes in careful, shaky letters, "Daddy." Just that word. But it's the first thing she's written about him since the tragedy. Sung-min picks up the paper, stares like it's scripture. His daughter called him daddy, on paper, in her own hand. He looks at Lialia. She's smiling, proud. This is because of you. This is because you showed up. That's all she needed. That night, Sung-min sits in his daughter's room while she sleeps, watches her chest rise and fall. This small person he'd die for. This miracle he almost lost twice. He thinks about Lialia's words, about showing up, being present. He thinks about the way her hand felt under his. Warm. Steady. And he realizes, terrifyingly, that somewhere between drum lessons and family dinners, he stopped seeing her as his daughter's therapist. He started seeing her as the light leading them both out of darkness. That thought should scare him. It does, but not enough to make him stop hoping. 6 weeks after Lialia's arrival, Yuri laughs. Not a sound. Not yet. But her shoulders shake with silent giggles during drum practice. Lialia makes exaggerated faces while playing. Yuri tries to copy them. Pure, childlike joy. Sung-min watches from the doorway more now. Learning. His work hasn't stopped. Territory disputes continue. But he delegates. Makes time. Shows up. That afternoon, he takes Yuri and Lialia to a traditional tea house. Private room. No one watching. Just 3 people learning to be family. Yuri tries sweet rice cakes. Gets powder on her nose. Looks to Lialia for approval. Delicious, right? Lialia grins. I come here when I need to think. Sung-min admits. It's quiet. Safe. You need a lot of quiet places in your line of work, Lialia observes. Not judgment, just fact. My line of work requires many things. He pauses. I've been considering changes, scaling back operations, making things more legitimate. Because of Yuri? Because of both of you. The admission hangs there. Lialia blushes, looks away, but she's smiling. Yuri places her hand on top of both of theirs where they rest on the table, presses them together. Her expression is serious, determined. She's building something, protecting something, her new family. Sung-min and Lialia lock eyes over their daughter's head. Something passes between them. Unspoken, understood. This is moving beyond professional, into territory that's both inevitable and terrifying. We should go, Sung-min says quietly. It's getting late. The drive home is peaceful. Rain begins. Yuri dozes in her car seat. Lialia watches city lights blur past. Thank you, she says suddenly. For today. For trying. For being brave enough to change. You make it sound easy. It's not. But you're doing it anyway. That's what courage looks like. They arrive home. Security opens the gate. Everything seems normal. Until they see Madame G standing in the entryway. Her face is white, terrified. Mr. Han, she breathes. He's here. In your study. He said to bring everyone. Sung-min goes very still. Who? Ryu Takeda. The name drops like a stone into still water. Take Yuri to her room, Sung-min says to Lialia. His voice is hard now. The boss returning. Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone but me. What's happening? Now, Lialia. She lifts Yuri, still drowsy, and hurries upstairs. Her heart hammers. She's heard that name. Takeda, the man who killed Yuri's mother. Why is he here? Sung-min enters his study alone. Ryu Takeda sits in Sung-min's chair. Casual. Confident. 4 bodyguards line the walls, all armed. You redecorated, Takeda says pleasantly. I preferred the old style. Get out of my house. Now, is that any way to greet an old friend? Takeda stands, walks to the window. Beautiful night. Reminds me of another night like this. 4 years ago. Fire in the rain. Your wife's final moments. Poetic, wasn't it? Sungmin's hand moves toward his weapon. I wouldn't. Takeda doesn't even turn. My men have orders. You shoot me, they burn this house down. Everyone inside. What do you want? What I've always wanted. Your territory. Your ports. Your empire. Takeda faces him. But watching you suffer has been entertaining. Until recently. Recently. I hear you have new priorities. A child who's learning to smile. A pretty therapist. Almost a family. His smile is vicious. That's weakness, Sung-min. And I've waited 4 years for you to show weakness. Sung-min's blood runs cold. If you touch them. You'll what? Kill me? You've had 4 years. You haven't. Because you're soft now. Broken. Takeda moves closer. Here's how this works. You have exactly 72 hours to sign over complete control of the southern ports. Every shipment route, every contact, every asset, everything. And if I refuse? Then I take what you love. Again. But this time, I'll make sure you watch every moment. Takeda's smile is vicious. 72 hours, Sung-min. Starting now. I suggest you spend them wisely, perhaps saying goodbye to that pretty therapist and your recovering daughter. Takeda walks to the door, pauses. Your daughter has pretty eyes, just like her mother's. It would be unfortunate if something happened to them. Then he's gone. Bodyguards file out. The house is silent again. Sung-min stands alone. Every muscle locked, every instinct screaming. The nightmare is returning, the cycle starting again. Love becoming a weapon someone can use against him. He should have known better, should have kept distant, should have protected Yuri by staying cold, should never have let Lialia make him hope. Upstairs. Lialia rocks Yuri. The child is awake now, frightened. She felt the tension in the house, sensed danger the way children do. Lialia hums, maintains rhythm, keeps Yuri grounded, but her mind races. Who was that man? Why did Sung-min look so afraid? Hours pass. Finally, a knock. It's me, Sung-min says quietly. She opens the door. He looks 10 years older, haunted. Is she asleep? Yes. Good. He steps inside, closes the door. Pack your things. I'm sending you both away. Tonight. What? Takeda knows about you, about Yuri's progress. He'll use it against me. I won't let that happen. You can't just... I can. I am. There's a safe house overseas. You'll go there until this is resolved. And leave you to face him alone? That's how this works? His voice is flat. I deal with my enemies. You keep Yuri safe. That's all that matters. Lilia steps closer. You're shutting down, pushing us away. That's not protecting her. That's hurting her. Better hurt than dead. She needs you. Not your protection, you. Your presence. My presence got her mother killed. The words explode out. Raw. Anguished. Your presence kept her alive. Lilia counters. Your presence brought her back from silence. Your presence is the only thing that matters. You don't understand this world. I understand you're afraid. And that's okay. Fear means you have something to lose. But running isn't the answer. Then what is? He sounds desperate, lost, standing together, trusting that you're stronger as a family than alone. Sung-min looks at her, this woman who has become essential in 6 weeks, who sees him clearly and hasn't run. If something happens to either of you because of me, then we face it together. That's what families do. We're not. He stops, looks at Yuri sleeping, at Lialia standing between him and the door. We're not a family. Aren't we? The question hangs there, true and terrifying, because they are. Somehow, a powerful boss, a therapist, and a traumatized child have become a family. Imperfect and fragile, but real. And Takeda knows it, which makes them all vulnerable. Sungmin's phone buzzes. A message. He reads it. Goes pale. What? Lialia demands. He shows her the screen. A photo. Yuri at the tea house today. Lialia laughing beside her. The message below. 72 hours. Then I take what's mine. He's been watching. Sungmin breathes. Following us. Waiting. So we prepare. We protect each other. We don't run. Lialia. I'm not leaving. Yuri's not leaving. So whatever you're planning, we face it together. As a family. She says the word deliberately. Family. Sung-min wants to argue, wants to send them away, wants to face Takeda alone like he's faced everything else. But looking at Lialia, brave, stubborn, impossible Lialia, he realizes something. He's tired of facing things alone. He's tired of being the cold boss. He's tired of letting fear win. Together, he agrees quietly. But we do this carefully. Enhanced security. No one leaves without guards. And Yuri stays away from windows. Agreed. And Lialia? He catches her hand. If this goes wrong, it won't. But if it does, you take Yuri and run. Promise me. She searches his face. Sees the terror there. The love. I promise. He pulls her close. Rests his forehead against hers. Just breathing. Just being present in this moment of fear and hope tangled together. I can't lose you, he whispers. Either of you. You won't. But neither of them knows if that's true. 48 hours later, the house becomes a fortress. Guards double. Windows are secured. Yuri doesn't understand why, but she feels the tension. Starts carrying her stuffed animal everywhere again. Lialia maintains routines. Drum practice, reading, normal as possible. But she sees Sung-min growing colder, more distant, the walls rebuilding. Talk to me, she says one evening. They're in the garden. Yuri is asleep. Guards patrol. There's nothing to talk about. You're pulling away, from her, from me. I can feel it. I'm doing what's necessary. You're doing what's scared. Lialia moves in front of him, forces eye contact. You're so afraid of losing us that you're leaving before we can be taken. That's not protecting us. That's abandoning us. I'm trying to keep you alive. And we're trying to keep you human. Sung-min, please. Don't do this. Don't shut down now. Not when we're so close to being whole. He looks at her. Really looks. Sees the fear she's hiding. The courage it takes to stay. I love you, he says suddenly. Both of you. And that terrifies me more than any enemy ever could. Lialia's breath catches. You love us? I didn't mean to. I tried not to. But watching you with Yuri, watching you see the best in me even when I don't, I fell. Completely. Sung-min, and that's why I'm sending you away tomorrow. Because love isn't enough to stop bullets. It's not enough to protect you from my world. It's enough to fight for. She steps closer, cups his face. Love is always enough to fight for. Not when fighting could get you killed. Then we die fighting. Together. As a family. She kisses him. Soft. Sure. pouring everything she feels into that moment. When they part, his eyes are wet. "I'm not worth this," he whispers. "Let me decide that." They hold each other in the darkness, two people choosing hope over fear, romance over safety. It's inspirational and motivational in the way all real love is, believing in someone even when they don't believe in themselves. The next morning, Takeda doesn't wait for the deadline. He acts with surgical precision. His men storm the house at dawn. Overwhelming force. They know the layout. Planned this carefully. The attack is chaos, gunfire, shouting, alarms. Sungmin's guards respond. But Takeda's crew is prepared. They push through. They know their target. Lialia wakes to the sound, grabs Yuri, runs for the panic room Sungmin showed her. She's 10 feet from the door when hands catch her. Strong, ruthless. Yuri screams, silent, mouth open, no sound. "Got them!" someone yells into a radio. They're dragged through the house. Lialia fights, kicks, bites. But there are too many. She curls around Yuri, protects her as best she can. The security cameras capture everything. In his downtown office, Sung-min receives the alert. His second-in-command bursts through the door. "Boss, the house." Sung-min is already pulling up the security feed on his computer. Multiple screens, multiple angles. He watches it unfold, sees the breach, the attack, his guards falling, sees Lialia running with Yuri, sees them caught, dragged away, thrown into a van. The timestamp shows it happened 8 minutes ago. They're gone. Sung-min doesn't scream, doesn't rage. He collapses. His legs give out. He slides down the wall, sits on the floor, the powerful boss reduced to a man who's lost everything. Again. 4 years ago, he watched his wife die, watched his daughter's innocence shatter. Now he's watching history repeat. The nightmare returning. "Boss." His second kneels beside him. "Boss, we'll find them. We have contacts, resources." He took them. Sungmin's voice is hollow. "Takeda took my family. We'll get them back." He wants me to watch them die. That's the point. That's always been the point. Sungmin closes his eyes. He won. I softened. I loved. And now they'll pay for my weakness. That's not... Get everyone. Sungmin's eyes open. Cold now. The old darkness returning. Call in every favor. Track that van. Find where he's holding them. And prepare for war. Are you going to... I'm going to get my family back. Sungmin stands. Even if I have to burn this entire city to do it. His second nods. Starts making calls. Alone, Sungmin plays the security footage again. Watches Lialia shield Yuri with her own body. Watches his daughter's silent scream. He plays it again and again, memorizing every detail, every second of his failure to protect them. "I'm coming," he whispers to the screen. "Hold on, I'm coming." His phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. A photo. Lialia tied to a chair. Yuri at her feet. Both alive. Both terrified. The message below. Tick, tock. 64 hours left. Or come early and watch them die. An address follows. Sung-min stares at the image. His family. His world. In the hands of a monster. He makes a decision. Calls his lawyer. Draw up the papers. Everything Takeda wants. The ports, the territories. All of it. Have them ready in 1 hour. "Boss, you can't..." 1 hour. He hangs up. Looks at the photo again. Lialia's eyes are defiant even in terror. Yuri clutches her stuffed animal. They're still fighting. Still surviving. He won't let them down. Even if it costs him everything. Hours later, Sung-min stands outside the abandoned warehouse. His men wanted to come. He ordered them to stay back. If this is a trap, his second argued. It's definitely a trap. Sung Min checked his weapon. One last time. But they're in there. And I'm going in alone. If I don't come out, don't talk like that. If I don't come out, make sure Lialia and Yuri are safe. Get them out of Korea. Give them new lives. That's an order. Boss? That's an order. Now he stands at the warehouse door, takes a breath, thinks of Yuri's first word. Lialia's smile. The family they almost became. No, the family they are. He enters. Inside. The warehouse air is thick with rust and old fear. Wind howls through twisted steel bars. Flickering lights cast dancing shadows. Lilia keeps talking to Yuri. Quietly. Keeps her calm. Uses breathing techniques. She taps rhythms on her own leg despite the ropes. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. The heartbeat pattern. Yuri doesn't retreat into silence. She stays present. Frightened, but present. She watches Lialia's face, takes strength from her calm. Even here, even now, she's not lost. She's still Yuri. This place feels like death. But Lialia refuses to let death win. Takeda stands in the center, smiling. Welcome, he says. I hope the trip wasn't too uncomfortable. Lialia glares at him. Sung Min will come. I'm counting on it. Takeda crouches in front of Yuri. Hello, little one. Do you remember me? I gave you and your mother a very loud gift once. Yuri's eyes go wide. Recognition and terror. Don't talk to her, Lialia snarls. Or what? Takeda laughs. You'll lecture me about therapy? You're nothing, a pawn. I'm the woman who taught her how to survive men like you. Brave words from someone tied to a chair. Finally, footsteps. The warehouse door explodes inward. Sung Min appears. Alone, blood on his white shirt, breathing hard. His eyes lock onto his daughter. Let them go, Takeda. Ah, there he is, looking decidedly less fearsome than usual. Takeda gestures. Two guards aim weapons at Lialia and Yuri. Drop your weapon. Sung Min doesn't move. Drop it, or I kill the woman first, make you watch. Just like I made you watch your wife burn. The gun falls. Good. Now kneel. Sung Min stands frozen. This is the moment from his nightmares. The loss of power, the humiliation. Kneel, Sung Min. Today you'll taste losing your family again. The words hit like a blade. Lialia watches him. Sees the war in his eyes. Pride versus love. Power versus family. Do it, she says quietly. Sung Min, it's okay. Just do it. He looks at her. This woman who changed everything, who taught him that kneeling for love isn't weakness, it's strength. He drops to his knees. The movement is heavy. Final. Like his entire identity collapses. Forgive them, his voice cracks. Take everything. I'll sign it all over. Just don't touch my daughter. Takeda circles him, savoring this. The mighty boss, begging. I've waited 4 years for this. Then, a sound. Small. Shaking. Desperate. Daddy. Yuri. Her first word in years. Spoken in terror. In love. In need. The word shatters everything. Sung Min's head snaps up. His daughter just spoke. Called for him. After years of silence, she found her voice to call her father. He surges forward. Pure instinct. Pure love. But Takeda moves too. His blade swings toward Lialia's throat. Time fractures. Lialia throws herself sideways. The chair topples. Ropes bite her wrists, but she twists. Uses falling momentum. Remembered self-defense moves Sung Min taught her weeks ago. Her feet connect with Takeda's knee. He stumbles. Sung Min is already moving. He closes the distance. Disarms Takeda. They grapple. Violence erupts. Guards move to intervene. Then, sirens. More footsteps. Sungmin's crew arrives. His second leads the charge. Gunfire. Chaos. Lialia focuses on Yuri, shelters her, keeps her safe in the storm. She works at the ropes binding her wrists. The self-defense techniques finally make sense. She twists, breaks free. Through the violence, she watches Sungmin fight. Not with cold calculation, with desperate love. He's not the boss anymore. He's a father protecting his family. Takeda breaks away, pulls a weapon, swings it toward Yuri. If I can't have my revenge, no one survives, he screams. No. Lialia throws herself in front of Yuri. Sungmin sees it all in slow motion, Takeda's finger on the trigger, Lialia shielding his daughter. The shot that will take everything from him. He doesn't think, just moves, launches himself forward, takes the shot meant for Lialia. It tears through his shoulder, spinning him sideways. But he doesn't stop. His hands find Takeda's throat. Years of rage, years of grief, years of a father's love compressed into one moment. You took my wife, Sungmin growls, blood soaking his shirt. You traumatized my daughter. You threatened the woman I love. This ends now. Takeda's weapon fires wildly, misses. Sungmin doesn't let go. The struggle is brief, brutal, final. When it's over, Takeda lies still on the concrete. The man who started this nightmare 4 years ago will never threaten anyone again. Sungmin staggers, falls to his knees. The adrenaline drains away, leaving only pain and exhaustion. His men secure the scene, call for medical, begin cleanup. He stumbles to Lialia and Yuri, falls beside them. Blood soaking his shirt but alive, whole. Yuri reaches for him. Daddy. She says it again. Clearer. Stronger. Sungmin sobs. Pulls them both into his arms. Holds on like they're the only real things in his world. Because they are. You spoke. He whispers into Yuri's hair. You called for me. Daddy. Yuri repeats. Testing the word. Claiming it. I'm here, baby. I'm right here. And I'm never letting go. Lilia wraps her arms around them both. This impossible family. Forged in trauma. Healed by love. They sit there in the wreckage and the light streaming through broken windows. Holding each other. Choosing each other. Choosing love over everything else. 3 months later. The hospital room smells like antiseptic and hope. Sungmin's shoulder has healed. The physical wound, at least. He wears a simple sweater. No suits anymore. He stepped away from the mafia, handed control to his second, kept some legitimate businesses, let the rest go. Some call it weakness. He calls it freedom. Yuri sits on the hospital bed. She's here for a follow-up with her trauma specialist, but she's smiling, talking. Not constantly, not fluently, but enough. The drum helped, she tells the doctor. Lialia's drum. And your father? The doctor asks gently. Daddy helps too. He plays with me every day. Sungmin's chest swells. 3 months ago, his daughter couldn't speak. Now she casually mentions their daily drum practice like it's the most normal thing in the world. Because it is. In their new normal, it is. The doctor nods. You've made remarkable progress, Yuri. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being brave. Outside, the autumn sun is warm. They walk to a nearby park. Yuri runs ahead, not far, never too far from her father, to feed the ducks. Lialia slips her hand into Sungmin's. You're quiet, she observes, thinking. About? How different life looks now. 3 months ago, I thought my only option was power, control, distance. He squeezes her hand. You changed everything. We changed each other. They sit on a bench. Watch Yuri giggle at the ducks. Just a normal little girl doing normal little girl things. The trauma hasn't disappeared, but it doesn't define her anymore. I got the paperwork finalized, Sungmin says. The adoption papers. If you'll still have me as more than just Yuri's father. Lialia's breath catches. Are you asking? I'm asking you to marry me. Officially. Legally. I'm asking you to be Yuri's mother. I'm asking you to be my wife. He turns to face her. I don't have much to offer anymore. No empire, no power. Just a man trying to be better. A father learning to love. A future that's uncertain but honest. That's everything, Lialia whispers. That's more than enough. Is that a yes? That's a yes. He kisses her. Gentle. Sure. The kiss of a man who knows what he almost lost and will never take it for granted. Yuri runs back. Looks between them. Grins. Are you mushy again? Lialia laughs. Very mushy. Good. Yuri climbs between them. I like mushy. They sit there. Three people who found each other in darkness and chose to walk into light together. This is the romance they've built. Not perfect, not without scars, but real. Earned. True. 6 months later. The wedding is small. Private. A mixture of Korean and Ghanaian traditions. Sung-min wears a traditional hanbok. Lialia wears kente cloth. Yuri stands between them in a dress that combines both cultures. When they exchange vows, Yuri holds both their hands, binding them together. I promise to be present, Sungmin says, to show up, to choose love over fear, every single day. I promise to see you, Lialia responds, all of you, and to never stop believing in who you're becoming. They kiss. Family and friends cheer. It's not a fairy tale, it's better. It's real. At the reception, Lialia plays the djembe. Yuri joins her, then Sung-min. The three of them create rhythm together. Imperfect, beautiful, healing. Guests dance. Two cultures merge. Old wounds begin to close. That night, after Yuri is asleep, Sung-min and Lialia stand on their balcony. The city stretches below, Seoul, vibrant and alive. Are you happy? He asks. Completely. No regrets? About leaving your work? About marrying a former mafia boss? About taking on a traumatized child? My only regret is that I didn't meet you both sooner. She leans into him. Us. This is what I was meant to do. Not just heal Yuri. Heal all of us. You did more than heal us. You taught us how to live again. They stand in comfortable silence. Two people who chose each other, who built a family from broken pieces. Inside, Yuri sleeps peacefully. No nightmares, no silence. Just a little girl dreaming of tomorrow. Because tomorrow is safe now. Tomorrow is full of drum practice and silly games and parents who will always show up. Tomorrow is family. 1 year later, Yuri starts school. Regular school. No more isolation. She's nervous but excited. Sung-min walks her to the gate, kneels down. You're going to do great. What if they don't like me? Then they're missing out on knowing an incredibly brave, smart, kind girl. What if I get scared? Then you remember your heartbeat rhythm. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. You're never alone, Yuri. We're always right here. He taps her chest. Carrying you. She hugs him tight. Love you, Daddy. Love you too, sweetheart. So much. She runs to join the other children, turns back once. Waves. Sung-min waves back, his chest tight with pride and hope and love. That evening, the family sits together for dinner. A new tradition. Lialia made jollof rice and bulgogi, fusion cooking for a fusion family. How was school? Lialia asks. Good. I made a friend. Her name is Minji. She likes drums too. That's wonderful. They eat, talk, laugh. Just a family at dinner. Nothing extraordinary. Everything extraordinary. After Yuri goes to bed, Sung-min finds Lialia in their room. She's looking at an old drawing, the stick figures from a year ago. Man, little girl, woman, holding hands. She drew us before we were even us, Lialia marvels. She saw what we couldn't see yet. Sung-min wraps his arms around her. She saw we belonged together. She was right. She usually is. They stand there, holding each other, grateful for second chances, for healing, for love that doesn't give up. Outside, the city hums. Somewhere, other families struggle, other children hurt, other lives wait to be transformed. But here, in this moment, 3 people who almost didn't make it have built something beautiful. They've built home. And home, real home, is worth every fight, every fear, every risk. Because love, when it's real, always finds a way. If this story touched something in you, reminded you that healing is possible, that love is worth fighting for, that families come in all forms, then maybe it's time to believe in your own second chances too. Hit subscribe to never miss another story of hope, healing, and hearts that refuse to give up. Because sometimes the best romances aren't about perfection. They're about people brave enough to choose each other anyway. Sweet dreams. See you next time.